Story time with fine wine.
This will be our first story time.
Let's do that.
And it's going to be...
Story time with fine wine.
All right. That'll be the intro to story time, fine wine. Hey guys! I'm Holly.
I'm Manda.
And we're
Fine
wine. So today, we got some spooky cheese for you. So, this story time is going to be spooky. So, our last house was pretty haunted. So we're going to save some spooky ones for Halloween time.
And we're going to do fun stuff for Halloween.
And maybe some, dude, we're going to have a whole month themed Halloween.
Halloween!
And then Christmas, whole themed month.
Stay tuned for that at the end of the year.
Yeah, stay tuned, subscribers. Yeah, okay. So, pretty sure our house was haunted. There's a bunch of creepy stuff that happened there, mostly to me in our room. And we shared a room, so I don't know why it didn't happen to you as much, but I'm just more sensitive to that ghostly stuff.
Okay, well, the only one that's happened to me is, so we had a bathroom in our room, and I went to the bathroom, like, it was really late at night, and when I was coming back to back to my bed,
Wait, it happened at night?
Yeah, it was at night. And I felt someone push me on my shoulder, like, and I freaked out so bad. I ran to my bed.
You should have woken me up.
And I couldn't. I don't know if I slept the rest of that night because it was freaky. It felt.
Gosh. So I'm just gonna tell a few of what happened in that house as well. One time I was in the bathroom and I was the only one there with my grandma, and my grandma was working, and so I was just doing my hair and I feel the same thing that Mandy felt, like somebody push you on your back. It was on my shoulder blade.
Mine was on my shoulder too.
And
it was on my other shoulder.
But it was in the bathroom, and I look up in the mirror and nobody was there. I was like, and then I tell my grandma and she's like, well, that's what happens.
That's what happens
when
the ghosties come out to play.
Another one. This one was scary to me. Okay, so I was at home sleeping. I wasn't sleeping. I was in my bed, and Mandy just got home from work, and it was probably like 12 or something. And I was supposed to be sleeping, but she goes into the kitchen, so she wasn't in the room anymore, and then I feel like somebody pushing on the edge of my bed.
Like this.
It wasn't like this. It was just like.
Ooh, that's so creepy.
It's either somebody was sitting there like, la 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 la, or somebody was pushing on it. To me, it felt like somebody was pushing their hands, because that's what I thought it was. And I was like, what are you doing? And I shined the light, my phone light, on the edge of the bed, and nobody was there. I was like, because I thought it was Mandy. I was like, what are you doing? Another creepy thing that happened in that house. I was so vulnerable on the toilet, okay? Just sitting there doing my business. Nobody was home except my grandma again. And then all of a sudden, the door starts shaking. The bathroom door was like, and our immediate thought was, earthquake! And I was like, wait a second.
It could have
been. The toilet's not shaking. Nothing else was shaking but the door.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't shaking. The door was. And I just, it was a good, like, 15 seconds it was shaking. And I just watched it. I was like, and I wasn't about to get off the toilet, so, yeah. Hello? So I come out very, like, slowly. I'm like, what the frick, what was that? And I see my dog, Bill, sitting on the bed, so.
And it could have been him. He couldn't have done
the only thing that I think could have happened maybe is Bill's head against the door, because, I mean,
he couldn't have been able to do that fast, though.
Like, he was, like, maybe rubbing his head against the door. I don't know. But, like, who goes like,
No, it couldn't have been him. He doesn't really do that. He just scratches at the door.
Okay, so let's just make this one the last one. So this video is too long.
It's the last one.
So nothing creepy at all has happened at this house.
Thank God.
I know. And, like, it never gave me a bad vibe or anything. Which
like
sometimes that happens.
At the last house?
Yeah, like in the last house in California, like our bedroom had a creepy like vibe to it.
Tell the radio first.
Oh yeah, the radio. Okay.
Wait, we'll go 2 more.
2 more. But our room had a creepy vibe to it, and so did like the kitchen area. Like, it was just so creepy to go in the kitchen at night. Like, not even walking down the hallway was creepy. And hallways are creepy.
Yeah.
Like, the kitchen was creepy. And the living area.
Yeah.
But, the old house, there was this radio, this old radio. It wasn't super old, but, I mean, it was a radio.
It was like, it wasn't even like a radio. It was like a boombox, but it wasn't a CD player. It was the kind that it looked like a CD player, but it had like the aux cord that you could plug into your iPod.
Right. Yeah.
But it also had like an actual radio that you can like listen to stations.
Yeah, and you would have to, there's this button, well, it's not a button, it's a thing
a
that you
switch.
move. Yeah, it's a switch. So the switch, you switch it on where you
for
can plug
aux
in your aux or radio. So this happened a bunch of times, but the first time it happened, I think it was at night.
Yeah.
And it startled me because the radio was next to me.
And it was really loud.
Yeah, so what happened was it turned on the radio.
By itself, even though we never listened to that.
No.
It was always on the aux.
Yeah, and you would have to move the actual thing. And what was playing was Area 51.
Like an AM radio,
Yeah,
like
and I was
talk
like,
show thing.
What? It was creepy. Like, if you hear that blasting in your ear in the middle of the night and you're just having little sweet dreams and then a radio starts playing, that's scary. And
Dude, that happened all the time though. That radio would always turn on by itself.
But also, it wouldn't turn off if you switched it back. You had to unplug it.
Yeah.
So, that's scary. And it happened all the time.
It could have been defective or something, but like it happened a lot. We threw that out when we moved.
Yeah, we're not bringing no ghosty radio here. Okay, so the last one here. Like I said, no creepy vibes here. Nothing creepy has happened until... Actually, this wasn't even that creepy. It was just weird. Like, so in my room, there's a light switch, and it connects to one of the outlets. And if it's on, the light or the outlet is on. But if it's off, the outlet doesn't work. And so I remember I always have the light switch on so I can plug in my phone and my laptop. And one day I was like, oh, why isn't my laptop and my phone charging? And I go to the light switch and I was like, oh, it's because it's off. So me and her must have bumped it or something. Right. I turned it off.
I don't know why. It's like at a weird angle. Like, why would you bump it there?
I don't know. Yeah, there's a bookshelf there. Like, it shouldn't be bumped, but I probably accidentally turned it off. But it was off, and so I turned it on, and then I go to my bed, and my phone, it was either, I don't forget what was charging, but either my phone was charging or my laptop. Let's just say my phone was charging, but my laptop wasn't. And I was like, what the heck? I just turned it on. It should be charging, right? Wrong. It wasn't charging. So I go and look at the light switch and it's off again after I just turned it on like 5 seconds ago. And so I was like, okay, well, I turned it back on. But then I thought about it. I was like, wait, it was just off. But how was my phone charging and not my laptop if it was off? You creepy ghosties get in my electronics, man. There was this one other story. I'll share that next time, though. And then this big story, that the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. Oh, no, there's a few. I'll share those. Halloween, though. There's like 3 more stories.
Stay tuned for Halloween.
3 or 4 more stories.
Because we're going to dress up.
Yeah.
And look awesome.
We'll have a whole month for you guys.
That's so long from now, though.
Okay, guys.
Stay tuned for 4th of July video next.
Thanks for watching. Like, so we know you like this video. So we can give you more of these spooky stuff.
Spooky.
Alright, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye! Spooky. Right here. Oh, God. Dick game out.